Yeah, students, I hope everyone watching this screen. So here we have an example for a matrix A satisfying the following equation. A into some matrix is equals to, it results some other matrix. Yes, here we applied some determinant condition here. A is the given matrix. Yes, A is the given matrix and the determinant of A is, and this is determinant of 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6 and 7, 8, 0. And here also same determinant like 1, 2, 3 and 7, 8, 0. Your second row become as third row here 4, 5, 0. Just the rows are interchanged like this. Determinant of the det of this matrix is 24. Then this will be minus 24 because two rows are interchanged. So det A is equals to minus 1. So the determinant of the matrix is minus 1. That means the product of eigenvalues must be equals to minus 1. So for which option lambda 1 into lambda 2 into lambda 3 gives minus 1, we should verify that option. That option should be option C, I think. So in this way we solve this question. Okay, my dear students, I hope all of you taken this question. Now we can enter into the next important topic, that is eigenvectors. One second. Yeah, take this problems on eigenvectors. The vector 1, 2, minus 1 is an eigenvector of the matrix A. Then the corresponding eigenvalue is what? That means the eigenvector is already given. Ax is equals to lambda x. The x is already given. This is the eigenvector. I need to find out lambda. I need to find out corresponding eigenvalue. Ax is equals to A into x is equals to lambda into x. So A is the given matrix. The given matrix is minus 2, 2, minus 3 and 2, 1, minus 6. Minus 1, minus 2 and 0. This is matrix A and x is the eigenvector. Let us suppose the eigenvector is some x1, x2, x3. Sir, I think we have no need to suppose, sir, it is already available. Okay, let me take this. 1, 2, minus 1. Yes, we need to find out lambda. Lambda into x means the same 1, 2, minus 1. Okay, so there is only one unknown value lambda. So I think only one equation is enough. First row into first column gives the first element, that is lambda. Okay, 2 into, I will write minus 2 into 1 plus 2 into 2 plus minus 3 into minus 1. This is first row into first column, first element I will get in the product matrix. But here lambda into 1 is equals to lambda. So minus 2 plus 4 and this is plus 3. So 3 minus 2, that is 7 minus 2, that is 5. So lambda is 5. Yes, you can take the second row also, you can take third row also. The answer must be same. So what do you say? This is A is the given matrix. For this matrix, there is an eigenvalue lambda, that lambda is equals to 5. Corresponding to this eigenvalue, the eigenvector is this one. That is the conceptual meaning of given question. Okay, right, fine. Now let's take this question. For the matrix P, 3 minus 2, 2, 0 minus 2, 1, 0, 0, 1. One of the eigenvalue is minus 2. Then the corresponding eigenvector is dash. Yeah, this matrix name is P. That P is equals to this. P is equals to this matrix. Yes, for this 3 by 3 matrix, there are three eigenvalues, but one of the eigenvalue is minus 2. For this minus 2, what is the corresponding eigenvector? That's the question. Okay, we have Ax is equals to A into X is equals to lambda into X. A for given matrix, that is 3 minus 2, 2, 0 minus 2, 1, 0, 0, 1 into X is for X we need to find out. We can take X1, X2, X3 or ABC, no problem. ABC, that is equals to X for lambda for minus 2 into same ABC. Now let us take first equation. First equation is 3a minus 2b plus 2c is equals to minus 2a. First element, minus 2 into a is minus 2a. So which implies that from this what we have 3a plus 2a. I think here we have yes, minus 2b minus 2c, that is equals to minus 2 into a. Yes, like this. A minus 2b plus 2c is equals to 0. This is the first equation we got. And when we take the second equation, 0 into first part is 0. And here you have minus 2b plus c is equals to minus 2b again. Minus 2b it is. Sir, if you take minus 2b here, it's going to be cancelled and c will be 0. If c is 0, then your b also 0. Then a also becomes 0. So the eigenvector, one of the eigenvector possibility is 0, 0, 0. So from the options you can verify. So the 0 vector is possible only in one option. Yes, that is 250. That will be the answer. Okay, next question. A matrix has the eigenvalues minus 1 and minus 2, and the corresponding eigenvectors are uh, plus 1 and minus 1, plus 1 minus 1, and plus 2 minus 2 respectively. Respectively in the sense, corresponding to minus 1, the eigenvector is this. And corresponding to minus 2, the eigenvector will be this. Okay, then what's the actual matrix should be? So in this question, eigenvalues are given and eigenvectors are given, and they are asking the actual matrix. Yes. Let us find out the matrix. Sir, actually the matrix should be in this form. Yes, A into X is equals to lambda into X. A we don't know. Matrix A we don't know. Let us take the matrix is some ABCD. The matrix is ABCD. And X is the eigenvector. Let us take the first eigenvector, that is 1 minus 1, which is corresponding to minus 1 eigenvalue. Okay, sir, 1 minus 1. Lambda is minus 1 into 1 minus 1. So from this, let us multiply this. A minus b. A into 1 is a, and b into minus 1 minus b is equals to minus 1. This is my first equation. And second equation is c minus d. This c minus d is equals to plus 1. So I think from this options, from this conditions, we can verify the options. A minus b is equals to minus 1. First option not possible. 1 minus 4, not possible. Minus 1 minus 2. Here also a minus b. Okay, sir, we need to see like this, a minus b. Yeah, second option 1 minus 2. Yes, it is possible, but this one not possible. Yeah, but if you see option D, 0 minus 1 is minus 1. This is A, this is C. This is A, this is B. And minus 2, minus of minus 3. So this is 1. So without going the second one, I can directly say that option D is correct. No, sir, I don't accept with this. I want to verify the second one also. Okay, no problem. You can take the second equation, no problem at all. So how to take the second equation? Now, second time you can take a into x is equals to lambda into x. This time a is the same a, b, c, d, but your x is eigenvector is plus 1 minus 2, plus 1 minus 2, and eigenvalue is minus 2, this minus 2, minus 2 into 1 minus 2. So you can take another equations. You will get another two equations. If you solve the two equations, you can get the correct answer. But in my idea, just verification is better. In simple way, you can do. Okay, fine. Now I will give another question. The eigenvector of matrix 2, 2, 1, 3. I am directly asking eigenvectors. So I didn't given any eigenvalues. I am asking eigenvectors. It means that first you should find the eigenvalues. For eigenvalues, corresponding eigenvectors you need to find. Let us see how many of you can solve this. Yeah, students, try this question. A minus lambda I characteristic equation. Determinant of a minus lambda I is equals to 0. You can get lambda values. After getting lambda, ax is equals to lambda x. If anyone got eigenvalues first text me eigenvalues. After getting eigenvalues, try to find eigenvectors also. Yes, Meghana. Yes, Ramya. Eigenvalues are 4 and 1. That's correct. And find out eigenvectors also. Yes, we have a shortcut for characteristic equation, that is lambda square minus trace of the matrix plus determinant of the matrix is equals to 0. Lambda square minus trace of the matrix 2 plus 3. 2 plus 3 is equals to, here you have 5. 5 into lambda plus det of the matrix 6 minus 2. 6 minus 2 is 4. Then you will have lambda minus 1 into lambda minus 4 is equals to 0. These are the roots. Then lambda is equals to plus 1 plus 4. Now corresponding to 1, I want to find out lambda is equals to 1. If lambda is equals to 1, the equation will be Ax is equals to lambda x, A for 2 2 1 3 into x for some AB, and lambda is for 1, that is again AB. Then what we have here, 2A plus 2B is equals to A. So which implies A minus A plus 2B. A plus 2B is equals to 0. And second part is A plus 3B. A plus 3B is equals to 1 into B, that is B. So which implies that it is also same. A plus 2B is equals to 0. Sir, A plus 2B is equals to 0 means if your A value is 1, then B should be what? Yes, B should be, if B value is 1, then A should be minus 2. So let us generalize. If B is K, then A should be minus 2K. Yes. Then the corresponding eigenvector is AB. AB means minus 2K, comma K. And if you take K common, K into minus 2, comma 1. This is the corresponding eigenvector, which corresponds to the eigenvalue lambda is equals to 1. And in the similar way, try to find out the eigenvector correspond to eigenvalue lambda is equals to 4. Lambda is equals to 4. Any answer? Let me check it once. Yes, Ramya, it is 1 comma 1. That means K comma K is correct. Yes. Sir, when we take eigenvector corresponding to 4, then you will get K comma K. K comma K, that is equals to K into 1 comma 1. Okay, right, fine. And next, normalized eigenvector. Find the normalized eigenvector of 5 3 1 3. So you can find out first eigenvectors. After finding the eigenvector, you just divide that eigenvectors with what you called its modularity, then you will get normalized eigenvector. Yes. So if AB is the eigenvector, if you got, then you have to take the normalized eigenvector in this way. A divided by its magnitude, square root of A square plus B square. and b divided by its magnitude, square root of a square plus b square. That will be the normalized eigenvector. Okay, let us see this question. First, to find out the normal eigenvector. After finding the normal eigenvector, we can find out normalized eigenvector. The characteristic equation is lambda square minus trace of the matrix, lambda square minus trace of the matrix plus determinant of the matrix that A is equals to 0. Yeah, lambda square minus trace of the matrix 5 plus 3, 8, 8 into lambda plus the determinant of the matrix 15 minus 3, that is 12. 12 is equals to 0. And after this, we need to find out factors. 12 factors to get 8. 6 2s are 12. Lambda minus 6 into lambda minus 2 is equals to 0. It means that my eigenvalues are either it is 2 or 6. Now let us analyze the eigenvector corresponding to the eigenvalue 2. Lambda is equals to 2. Let me take this. Okay, Ax is equals to lambda x is my equation. A into x is equals to lambda into x. A for 5313 into x for some AB, which is equals to lambda. Lambda means 2 into x is same AB. Then what we have? 5a plus 3b is equals to 2a. And which is 5a minus 2a, 3a, 3a plus 3b, 3a plus 3b. 3a plus 3b is equals to 0. So which implies that a plus b is equals to 0. And second part, I am doing this second row, first column. A plus 3b is equals to 2b. It means that a plus 2b is 0. A plus b is 0. So both are same. If a is 1, b is minus 1. So let us generalize. If it is k, then it is minus k. So what can I say? The eigenvector is k comma minus k corresponding to the eigenvalue 2. Sir, if your eigenvalue is 2, then the corresponding eigenvector is k comma minus k. This is my first answer. Sir, this is okay, but the question is normalized eigenvector. Sir, what is meant by normalized eigenvector? Okay, just give me a second. So corresponding to eigenvector, corresponding to the eigenvalue 2, the vector is k comma minus k. K comma minus k means k into 1 comma minus 1. This is the actual meaning. Okay, now let us divide this with its magnitude. When I divide this with magnitude, so 1 divided by, what is magnitude of this? Square root of 1 square plus minus 1 whole square, that is root 2. And here also 1 by square root of 1 square plus 2, that this is also root 2. So minus 1 by 2, minus 1 by root 2 and plus 1 by root 2. That will be our normalized eigenvector. So when you are dividing with magnitude, this k is also going to be cancelled. Actually, that is k square. When you take it outside, it will become, yes, k is going to be cancelled. That is the important point you remember. So I solved the question according to lambda is equals to 2. In the similar way, you try to solve this with lambda is equals to 6 also. Yeah, try to take 6 and give me your answer. Lambda is equals to 6. Corresponding to this, the eigenvector is dash. Corresponding to this, the eigenvector is k, comma minus 3k. K, comma minus 3k. Then normalized eigenvector is, sir, this is 1 and this is minus 3. That thing I got. You should divide with its magnitude. 1 square plus 3 square. 1 square, 1, 3 square, 9. 1 plus 9, 10. 1 by root 10 minus 3 by root 10. This is normalized eigenvector corresponding to the eigenvalue, what you called lambda. Lambda is 6. And don't forget this, remember this point. If AB is the eigenvector, then the corresponding normalized eigenvector is A by square root of A square plus B square and B by its magnitude square root of A square plus B square. Okay, my dear students, that's about our eigenvalues and eigenvector problems. Now we can go to the last topic, that is Cayley-Hamilton theorem. Cayley-Hamilton theorem in our linear algebra. Sir, what is Cayley-Hamilton theorem statement? Every square matrix satisfies its characteristic equation. You know what is meant by characteristic equation. If the given matrix is A, then the characteristic matrix is A minus lambda into I is characteristic matrix. If you take the determinant to that, determinant of A minus lambda I is equals to 0. This is called characteristic equation. This characteristic equation is satisfied by lambda, that everyone know this. Not only lambda, it satisfies by the given square matrix also. Yes, in the previous question I got something. In the previous question I got something like a characteristic equation. Yes, here. Okay, here. If a square lambda square minus 5 into lambda plus 4 is equals to 0. This is the characteristic equation. But in place of lambda, I can substitute the given matrix A also. A square minus 5 into A plus 4 means 4i. If you find this value, if the given matrix is square itself and it is subtracted 5 times of A plus 4 into I, it definitely results the null matrix 0. A square minus 5a plus 4i is equals to 0. This is the statement of Cayley-Hamilton. Yes, by using this Cayley-Hamilton, we can find out the higher powers. That is the advantage. Let's see one by one. Yes, sir, A is a given matrix and given matrix is minus 3, 2, minus 1, 0. Let us suppose the given matrix is having the characteristic equation like A square plus 3 lambda plus 2. So a square lambda square minus trace of the matrix plus, that is minus of minus 3 plus 3 lambda plus 2 is equals to 0. We have something like this. Okay, this characteristic equation is also satisfied by our matrix. Yeah, lambda square plus 3 lambda plus 2 is equals to 0. In place of lambda, I can substitute a square plus 3 into a plus 2 means 2i is equals to 0 matrix, null matrix. Yes. Now see the example question. The characteristic equation of a 3 by 3 matrix P is given by lambda cube plus lambda square plus 2 lambda plus 1 is equals to 0. Then find the value of P inverse. Yes, the given characteristic equation is lambda cube plus lambda square plus 2 lambda plus 1 is equals to 0. By applying Cayley-Hamilton theorem, this is a 3 by 3 square matrix. So your P also satisfies this. So in place of this, I can substitute P cube plus P square plus 2 times of P plus 1 into I is equals to 0 matrix. Sir, P cube plus P square plus 2P, that is okay, sir. But the question is P inverse. So let us take P inverse. So what we want to do, we want to multiply with P inverse. The above equation should be multiplied with P inverse on both sides. So let us multiply with P inverse. P inverse into P cube should become P square. P square plus P plus 2 into P inverse results identity 2I plus I into P inverse will be P inverse is equals to null matrix into P inverse will be null. So P inverse is equals to minus of this total part P square plus P plus 2I. Yeah, that will be the correct answer. P inverse is minus of P square plus P plus 2I. Now see this question. Let us see. Yeah, understand this question and try to solve this. If A is a given matrix, A is minus 5, minus 3, 2, 0, then find A cube. I am asking A cube, but A cube I am not asking in terms of like elements of matrices or something. I am just asking, you just observe the options. A cube I am asking in terms of A and I's. Okay, let us see. The given equation is this one, and let's take the characteristic equation to this. The characteristic equation is lambda square minus trace of the matrix is minus 5, that means here plus 5, 5a, and plus the determinant of the matrix 0 plus 6. Okay, plus 6. So lambda square plus 5 into lambda plus 6 is equals to 0. In place of lambda, if you substitute a square plus 5 into a plus 6 into I is equals to 0. Yes. Now from this, you can write something here. A square is equals to minus of 5a plus 6I. Yeah, let us this one as equation 1. Sir, a square plus 5a plus 6I is equals to 0, but our target is a cube, sir. Okay, if it is a cube, just multiply with a cube, a with both sides. So then what I will get? Sir, this is a square. A square should be multiplied with a. A square into a is a cube here. And 5 cube into a is again 5a square. Plus 6I into a is simply 6a is equals to 0. Now we want a cube, which implies a cube is equals to minus 5 into a square a cube is equals to minus 5 into a square and minus 6a. Okay, fine. Minus 5 into, in place of a square, from the first equation, I will write something. From the first equation, what can I write? From the first equation, in place of a square, I can write minus 5a minus 6i. Minus 6. Sir, why you are taking this? Because in the options, if you observe the options, options consist a and I only, but there is no a square. That's why I am converting a square also in terms of a. So that is minus 25a, and this is plus 30i and minus 6a. So 25 minus 6, 19a plus 30i. Yes, 19a and 30i. So which option? Option B will be correct. A cube is equals to 19a plus 30 into I. Okay, fine. And some students can solve the same question in another manner also. Yes, what they are going to do, they will just apply the characteristic equation first. So when they take the characteristic equation lambda square plus 5 into lambda plus 6 is equals to 0, then lambda roots will be plus 2 plus 3, that means minus 2 minus 3. Okay, lambda values are minus 2 and minus 3. So the given matrix A cube, uh, so these lambda values, eigenvalues are the given matrix eigenvalues are minus 2, minus 3. If I hope you remember this point. If minus 2 is the eigenvalue of matrix A, then for A cube, the eigenvalue will be minus 2 whole cube. Minus 2 whole cube means it should be minus 8. In the same way, which option satisfies minus 8? That will be your answer. I repeat, for the given equation, the lambda is minus 2 for the given matrix. So proper value is minus 2. So for A matrix, proper value is minus 2. For A cube matrix, it should be minus 2 whole cube. It should be minus 8. సో ఈ ఏ క్యూబ్ అనే మ్యాట్రిక్స్ ఆప్షన్స్ లో దేనికి ఈక్వల్ అవుతుందో దాని ఐగన్ వాల్యూ కూడా మైనస్ 8 అవ్వాలి. ఓకే, ఐ వాంట్ టు చెక్ ఆప్షన్ ఏ. సార్, వాట్ ఈస్ ఆప్షన్ ఏ? ఆప్షన్ ఏ ఈజ్ 15a plus 12y. So here also again remember eigenvalues properties. If lambda is the eigenvalue of the given matrix A, then 15a plus 12y eigenvalue should be 15 into minus 2 plus 12. So this is minus 30 plus 12. It is something like 18 something, but it cannot be minus 8. So this is wrong option. Now I want to take option B. What is option B? 19a plus 30i. If minus 2 is the eigenvalue of given matrix A, then 19a plus 30i matrix eigenvalue is 19 into minus 2 plus 30. 30 into 1, 30. So minus 38 plus 30, that is equals to minus 8. This minus 8 is matched with given minus 8 also. Then this must be the answer. If there is any clash with other things, then only I will go with the second eigenvalue. Otherwise, I just confirmly say that answer is 19a plus 30i. That's it. Okay, students, if you have any doubt, just wait a second. I will show that point. So in eigenvalues, in properties, you already taken that point. Yes, so this is the point. If lambda is the eigenvalue of given matrix A, then for A plus Ki, the eigenvalue should be lambda plus K. For A minus Ki, the eigenvalue should be lambda minus Ki. If 3 is the eigenvalue of given matrix A, if you ask me what is A plus 4i matrix eigenvalue, then I will say that 3 plus 4, that will be 7. That is the meaning of that. We already discussed that part. Okay, in that manner, I hope everyone take this question. Okay, I hope everyone understood the shortcut also. Okay, students, that is the way of doing our linear algebra topic. So that is the way of doing matrices, transpose of a matrix, determinant of a matrix, inverse of a matrix, rank of a matrix, system of equations, eigenvalues and eigenvectors, and Cayley-Hamilton theorem. So Cayley-Hamilton theorem is useful to find higher powers like a cube, a power 4, a power 5. You can tell their answers in lower order only. Okay, when you are preparing this matrices linear algebra concepts, focus more on rank of the matrices and eigenvalues and eigenvectors and determinant concepts. These topics are very, very important in respect of our GATE examination. Okay, my dear students. Now we can enter into the another beautiful chapter of our mathematics, that is probability and stats. Now you can take probability and stats. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready to learn probability? Respond. Are you ready? Probability. Yes, sir. Yes, very good. Praveen, what happened? Pawan, Chandrasekhar, many students are there. Usually they are very active. What happened this time for them? Yes, Divya, yes. Okay, let us see. Let's see the probability topic. Probability and stats. So here we have basics of probability. So basics of probability, conditional probabilities, marginal probabilities and all things, conditional probabilities, and Bayes theorem, and distributions, uniform distribution, binomial distribution, discrete distribution, normal distribution. Okay, we these are the different topics we have in our probabilities. Now let's see the basics of probability. So in basics, what is meant by random experiment? So the random experiment, I can tell you in simple words, the random experiment is something the output you cannot know. So you cannot definitely say this will be the output. So the output will change time to time actually. An experiment whose outcome cannot be predicted with certainty. So it is unpredictable. Unpredictable. When you throw a dice, you may get any one number out of six numbers. You cannot confirm that. Definitely four I will get, definitely five I will get. And the number of vehicles crossing a traffic signal. So at the given time, within 1 minute, definitely these many vehicles will go. That number you cannot say. And when you toss a coin, the coin may gives you the head or tail, anything. But it is unpredictable. Uncertainty is there. Yes. So that is called random experiment. The output is unknown. Unknown in the sense unpredictable. Unpredictable. సార్ యాక్చువల్‌గా మీరు ఒక కాయిన్‌ని ఆహ్, టాస్ చేస్తే హెడ్ హెడ్ కానీ, టైల్ గానీ ఏదో ఒకటొస్తుంది. అట్లాగే ఒక డైస్‌ని నేను రోల్ చేస్తే ఏదో ఒక నంబర్ పడొచ్చు. బట్ ఏ నంబర్ పడుతుందో చెప్పలేము గానీ, బట్ ఇలా చెప్పొచ్చు కదా! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ఈ 6 నంబర్స్‌లో ఏదో ఒకటి పడుతుంది సార్. ఈ 6 కాకుండా వేరే కొత్త నంబర్ ఏమీ పడదు. ఓకే. సో, ఇన్ సింపుల్ వర్డ్స్ యూ ఆర్ సేయింగ్ ద ఆల్ పాసిబిలిటీస్. The set of all possibilities of the experiment is known as sample space. The all possible outcomes of the given experiment is called sample space. When you toss a coin, the sample space S is equals to H comma T. When you throw a dice, the set of sample space S is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the number of vehicles can be any number. So 0, 1, 2, 3, so on like this. Yes. And the number of elements in sample space that is different. N of s అంటే ఇక్కడ n of s 2 అవుతుంది, ఇక్కడ n of s 6 అవుతుంది. Number of favorable chances అంటారు మీరు. So probability is nothing but the ratio between favorable chances to the total number of chances. But our focus more on favorable chances. But if you know the total number of chances clearly, then you can easily identify the favorable chances also. అసలు ఎన్ని పాసిబిలిటీస్ ఉన్నాయో ఫస్ట్ ఐడెంటిఫై చేయాలి. ఓకే, ఫైన్. నెక్స్ట్ ఈవెంట్. వాట్ ఈస్ meant by an event? Event is a set containing some and or all outcomes present in sample space. So event can be anything. Event can be anything. మీరు ఒక డైస్ ని త్రో చేస్తే ఈవెన్ నెంబర్ రావాలి. ఒక టాస్ వేస్తే హెడ్ పడాలి. లేదు ఒక కార్డ్ ని డ్రా చేస్తే ఒక స్పేడ్ రావాలి. సో ఎనీ యాక్టివిటీ కెన్ బి ఈవెంట్. So from your sample space, if you take some subset from it, then definitely it is an event. Example for event is getting a prime number. Getting a prime number when you roll a dice. So the prime number can be any number. So you have the numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So out of these numbers, the prime number means 2, 3, 5. Yeah, you know the definition of prime number. The prime number definition is what? The number of factors is exactly equals to 2. So 6 is not a prime number, it's a composite number. It has more than two factors. More than two factors. Now when you take 5, 5 is prime. 4 is not a prime, 4 is composite. But 3 is a prime number. 2 is also prime number. But 1 is neither prime nor composite. So one neither prime nor composite. In simple words, your event E is nothing but subset of sample space. It's a subset of sample space. Yeah, whatever you want to take, you may want a prime number or even number or odd number. That should be possible from All possible events only. All possible events in the sense sample space only. Yes. Okay, sir. What is correct definition of probability? The definition of probability is probability of an event is defined as the number of ways of an event can happen to the number of ways of sample space can happen. So is defined as the ratio of number of ways. So if you want P of E means probability of an event. ఒక ఈవెంట్ అనే ఒక ఈవెంట్ జరగడానికి ప్రాబబిలిటీ ఏంటంటే ఎన్ ఆఫ్ ఈ అంటే ఆ ఈవెంట్ జరగడానికి ఉన్న ఛాన్సెస్ divided by n of s, total number of chances. Just for our comfortability, I can say like this. The probability of getting an even number is nothing but favorable chances by total number of chances. N of e is nothing but f, n of s is nothing but t. And moreover, for any event, the probability is always lies between 0 and 1 only. It cannot be more than 1 and it cannot be less than 0. So min probability is 0 for impossible event and max probability is 1. Yeah, it is 1, that is certain event. Certain event. So మన క్లాస్లో 40 గర్ల్స్ ఉన్నారు, 60 బాయ్స్ ఉన్నారు. 60 బాయ్స్ ఉన్నారు. నేను ఇలా అన్నాను, ఫైండ్ ద ప్రాబబిలిటీ ఆఫ్ గెటింగ్ ఏ గర్ల్ అన్నాను. ఫైండ్ ద ప్రాబబిలిటీ ఆఫ్ గెటింగ్ గర్ల్ మీన్స్ there are 40 winning chances out of total 100 chances. So 40 by 60. Yes, 40 by 60. సమ్ 2/5 అలా ఛాన్సెస్ ఉన్నాయి. అట్లా కాకుండా నేను ఓన్లీ గర్ల్స్ ఉన్న సెక్షన్లోకే వెళ్ళాను, వేరే సెక్షన్కి వెళ్ళాను నేను. సో ఆ సెక్షన్లో గర్ల్సే ఉన్నారు, సమ్ 70 గర్ల్స్ ఉన్నారు. ఈ సెక్షన్లోకి వెళ్ళి ఫైండ్ ద ప్రాబబిలిటీ ఆఫ్ గెటింగ్ ఏ గర్ల్ అంటే డెఫినెట్లీ ఏ పర్సన్ తీసుకున్న ఆ పర్సన్ గర్ల్ అవుతారు. 70/70 ఛాన్సెస్, దట్ ఈస్ మ్యాక్స్ ప్రాబబిలిటీ. ఎవ్రీ ఈవెంట్ ఈజ్ ఎ సర్టెన్ ఈవెంట్. ఎస్. Now types of events. What are different types of events? First one is complementary event. The event e power c is said to be complementary event of e if it contains all outcomes present in sample space but not in e. What, sir? What is the meaning of this? So if e is an event, like getting an even number. So what is even number? Out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, getting an even number means 2, 4, 6. These are the possible even numbers. E complement, or you can also say that E bar. E bar is nothing but not getting even number. So these are even numbers. Other than even numbers, other than 2, 4, 6 are 1, 3, 5. If this event happened, then E bar cannot be happen. So E plus E complement is equals to S. Plus in the sense union. E union E bar results your set of sample space, that is yes. And the probability of E plus probability of E bar is equals to P of S, that is nothing but 1. ఈవెన్ నెంబర్ రావడానికి ఛాన్సెస్, ఈవెన్ నెంబర్ రాకపోవడానికి ఛాన్సెస్, రెండింటిని యాడ్ చేస్తే అన్ని ఛాన్సెస్ వచ్చేస్తాయి. సో దట్ మీన్స్ ప్రాబబిలిటీ ఈజ్ maximum, that is 1. So what is a complementary event? So you may say something like this, sir, the probability of getting gate rank, నాకు గేట్ ర్యాంక్ రావడానికి ప్రాబబిలిటీ 3/5 అన్నారు అనుకోండి, then the probability of not getting gate, and the probability of not getting gate is 1 minus 3/5 remaining chances, that is 2/5. Yes. గేట్ రావడానికి మీకు ఛాన్సెస్ 3 ఛాన్సెస్ ఉన్నాయి, 3 out of 5. గేట్ రాకపోవడానికి ఛాన్సెస్ 2 ఛాన్సెస్ ఉంటాయి, రిమైనింగ్ 2. సో బట్ ఇన్ జనరల్ వే గేట్ ఈజ్ నాట్ దట్ మచ్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. Gate coaching is very important, right? Either you are EC student or CSC student or any other student, when you are preparing for examination, this gate coaching will helpful to you to crack other competitive exams. ఇప్పుడు గేట్ ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ జనవరిలో గేట్, ఫిబ్రవరిలో గేట్ ఎగ్జామ్ జరిగితే, ఫిబ్రవరి ఫస్ట్ వీక్లో గేట్ ఎగ్జామ్ జరిగితే మార్చి ఫస్ట్ వీక్లో రిజల్ట్ ఇస్తారు అనుకో. సో మార్చ్ ఫస్ట్ వీక్లో రిజల్ట్ వస్తే ఇమీడియట్గా స్టూడెంట్ గేట్లో డిస్క్వాలిఫై అయితే మళ్ళీ నాన్ గేట్ ఎగ్జామ్ రాస్తాడు. నాన్ గేట్ అంటే పీజీ సెట్ అనే ఎగ్జామ్ ఉంటది కదా, పీజీ సెట్. పీజీ సెట్, ఈ పీజీ సెట్ ఎగ్జామ్ రాస్తాడు. ఈ పీజీ సెట్ లో క్వాలిఫై అయినా కూడా స్టూడెంట్ ఎంటెక్ లో ర్యాంక్, ఎంటెక్ లో సీట్ వస్తుంది. అంటే గేట్ కోచింగ్ లో ఒక 10,000 వచ్చిన స్టూడెంట్ ఉంటే, ఆ గేట్ లో 10,000 వచ్చిన వాడు పీజీ సెట్ లో ఒక 100 ర్యాంక్ తెచ్చుకుంటాడు. అంటే పీజీ సెట్ లెవెల్ అలా ఉంటది. గేట్ లో క్లాసెస్ విన్నవాడు ఈజీగా పీజీ సెట్ ని ఆన్సర్ చేయొచ్చు. ప్రాబ్లమ్ సాల్వింగ్ తక్కువ ఉంటది. థియరీ క్వెషన్స్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటాయి కాబట్టి ఈజీగా సాల్వ్ చేయొచ్చు. సో, గేట్ కోచింగ్ తీసుకున్న స్టూడెంట్ ఏంటంటే అదర్ కాంపిటీటివ్ ఎగ్జామ్స్, జెన్‌కో, ట్రాన్స్‌కో, స్టేట్ లెవెల్, ఇంకా ఏ ఎగ్జామ్స్ అయినా సరే, చాలా స్టేట్ లెవెల్ ఏ ఎగ్జామ్‌కెళ్ళినా ఆ ప్రిపరేషన్ హెల్ప్ అవుతది. కొంతమంది స్టూడెంట్స్ అయితే గేట్ ప్లాన్ చేస్తారు. కానీ వాళ్ళ ఐడియా ఎంటెక్ కాదు. ఎంటెక్ కాకుండా ఏంటంటే ఒక 3000 బిలో ర్యాంక్ తెచ్చేసుకొని గేట్‌లో కంపెనీస్‌కి వెళ్ళిపోతారు. ఎంఎన్‌సీస్, మహారత్న స్టేటస్ కంపెనీస్ ఉంటాయి గదా! మహారత్న స్టేటస్ కంపెనీస్‌కి వెళ్ళిపోయి అందులో జాబ్ తీసుకుంటారు. మళ్ళీ ఇంక ఎంటెక్ చేయరు వాళ్ళు. వాళ్ళకి కావాల్సింది కంపెనీలో జాబే. కంపెనీలో జాబే, బట్ ఏంటంటే రెప్యూటెడ్ జాబ్. ఇప్పుడు సాఫ్ట్‌వేర్‌లో కొంచెం అప్ అండ్ డౌన్స్ ఉన్నా, ఎట్లా ఉన్నా సరే, బట్ నేను నా కెరియర్ ఒక 40,000 సాలరీతో జూనియర్ ఇంజినీర్‌గా స్టార్ట్ చేయాలని వాళ్ళకేదో ఒక డ్రీమ్ ఉంటది స్టార్ట్ చేసేటప్పుడు. సో, అలా ఉన్న స్టూడెంట్స్ ఏం చేస్తారంటే గేట్‌ని ఎయిమ్ చేస్తారు. ఈ ఇయర్ గేట్ రాకపోయినా, ఎంటెక్ సీట్ రాకపోయినా వాడేం వర్రీ అవ్వడు. మళ్ళీ ఇంకోసారి నార్త్ ఇండియన్స్ లాగా మళ్ళా ప్రాక్టీసే చేస్తాడు. ఆ ప్రాక్టీసే చేసి ఒక 3000 బిలో ర్యాంకో లేకపోతే 1000 బిలో ర్యాంక్ అంటే ఇంకా ఎక్స్ట్రార్డినరీ ఐఐటీస్‌కెళ్ళిపోతాడు. 600 బిలో ర్యాంక్‌కి ఏ కేటగరీ స్టూడెంట్స్‌కైనా వచ్చేస్తది. బట్ 1000 నుంచి 1500 వరకు అదర్ కేటగరీ స్టూడెంట్స్‌కి గూడా వస్తది. అంతే గదా! వేరియేషన్ ఉంటది గదా! కేటగరీ వైస్. అదే 3000 బిలో అంటే ఇంక వాడు ఛాన్స్ ఉంటది. ఆ నాలెడ్జ్ ఉన్నవాడు స్టేట్ లెవెల్ గవర్నమెంట్ జాబ్స్ పడితే వాడు గనక అటెంప్ట్ చేస్తే డెఫినిట్‌గా కొట్టేస్తాడు. సో, ఆ ఐడియాతోనే గేట్ రాస్తారు. ఇంకోటి గేట్ ప్రిపరేషన్‌తో ఏ కోర్ కంపెనీ ఇంటర్వ్యూకి వెళ్ళినా, అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఒక సాఫ్ట్‌వేర్ కంపెనీకెళ్లారనుకో, సాఫ్ట్‌వేర్ కంపెనీ నువ్వు సీఎస్‌సి స్టూడెంట్ అనుకో, సాఫ్ట్‌వేర్ కంపెనీకెళ్తే ఏం అడుగుతారు ఫస్టు? సో, ఆహ్, ఆహ్, మీ ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఏంటి? ఫైనల్ ఇయర్‌లో ఏ ప్రాజెక్ట్ జేశావు? ఆ ప్రాజెక్ట్ గురించి ఎక్స్‌ప్లెయిన్ జెయి. ఫ్రంట్ ఎండ్ ఏంటి? బ్యాక్ ఎండ్ ఏంటి? ఆ ప్రాజెక్ట్‌లో ఏవి యూజ్ చేసావు? జేఎస్‌పీ యూజ్ చేసావా? సర్వ్లెట్స్ కాకుండా హెచ్‌టీఎంఎల్ యూజ్ చేసావా? లేపోతే క్యాస్కేడింగ్ స్టైల్ షీట్స్ యూజ్ చేసావా? సో, అదే వెబ్ పేజ్ ఎట్లా డిజైన్ చేసావు? జేఎస్‌పీ ఎట్లా యూజ్ చేసావు? జావా టెక్నాలజీ ఏంటి? ఏదో అడుగుతారు. జావా ప్లాట్‌ఫార్మ్ ఇండిపెండెంటా? ప్లాట్‌ఫార్మ్ డిపెండెంటా? అసలు సీకి, జావాకి డిఫరెన్స్ ఏంటి? సో, పోర్టబిలిటీ అంటే ఏంటి? సో, ఇలా క్వెషన్స్ అడుగుతారు కదా! యూజువల్‌గా ఒక సీఎస్‌సి స్టూడెంట్‌ని ఎలా ఈ క్వెషన్స్ అడుగుతారో, అట్లాగే ఒక సివిల్ స్టూడెంట్ అయినా, మెకానికల్ స్టూడెంట్ అయినా, ఈసీ స్టూడెంట్ అయినా గేట్ కోచింగ్ అంటే నేను సీఎస్‌సి ఎందుకు చెప్పానంటే కంప్యూటర్ సబ్జెక్ట్స్ అందరికీ తెలుసని చెప్పాను. యూజువల్‌గా అందరికి నాలెడ్జ్ ఉంటది కదా! సీఎస్‌సి మీద. సో, అలాగే గేట్ స్టూడెంట్ ప్రిపేర్ అయిన వాడు ఇంక ఫ్రెషర్ అంటే నువ్వు దేని గురించి అడుగుతావు? కమ్యూనికేషన్స్ గురించి అడుగుతావా? నెట్వర్క్స్ గురించి అడుగుతావా? ఈడీసీ గురించి అడుగుతావా? ఎన్లాగ్ గురించి అడుగుతావా? ఏ కంపెనీ, నీ కంపెనీ దేని బేస్ మీద ఉంటే దాని గురించి అడుగు. ఎంబెడెడ్ సిస్టమ్ అడుగుతావా? నువ్వు మామూలు స్టూడెంట్‌ని అడిగే క్వెషన్స్ వేరుగా ఉంటాయి. గేట్ స్టూడెంట్‌ని అడిగి చూడు. ఎవ్వరైనా సరే ఆన్సర్ చేయగలుగుతాడు. అంటే వాడికి టెన్షన్ ఇట్లాంటివి లేకుండా ఉండే స్టూడెంట్ ఈజీగా ఆన్సర్ చేస్తాడు. ఎందుకంటే వాడి క్లాస్ ఇంటేనే మినిమమ్ నాలెడ్జ్ ఉంటది వాడి దగ్గర. సో, దట్స్ ద ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఆఫ్ గేట్. సో నేనేమంటున్నానంటే గేట్ ప్రిపరేషన్ మీద బాగా ఫోకస్ చేయండి. మీరు గేట్ క్రాక్ చేయటం, గేట్ క్వాలిఫై అవ్వటం అదంతా ఓకే. ఎట్ ద సేమ్ టైం మీరు ప్రిపేర్ అయ్యేది సబ్జెక్ట్‌లో స్ట్రాంగ్ అయ్యేది మాత్రం వేస్ట్ అవ్వదు. అందులోనూ మీరు ఆల్రెడీ బీటెక్‌లో ఉన్నారు కాబట్టి అస్సలు వేస్ట్ అవ్వదు. బీటెక్ కంప్లీట్ అయిన స్టూడెంట్ గేట్ తీసుకుంటున్నా ఆలోచించాలి కానీ when you are in BTech, after completion of BTech, you should be strong in your core and mathematics and aptitude, minimum English, English కాకపోయినా అట్లీస్ట్ కమ్యూనికేషన్ స్కిల్స్ అలాంటి వాటిల్లో మీరు స్ట్రాంగ్‌గా ఉంటే ఏ కంపెనీకైనా ఇన్ అవుతారు. అంటే మనకి కావాలి ఒక 1 ఇయర్ వరకు అందులో స్ట్రాంగ్‌గా ఉండాలి మీరు. ఓకే. ఓకే. ప్రాబబిలిటీ ఆఫ్ గేట్ దగ్గర నుంచి వెళ్ళాం మనం. వచ్చేద్దాం మన సబ్జెక్ట్‌లోకి వచ్చేద్దాం. లెట్ us see this. Equally likely events. Sir, what are equally likely events? When you toss a coin, the probability of getting head is 1 by 2, and the probability of getting tail is also 1 by 2. If two events probabilities are same, equal, then they are said to be equally likely events. If the probability of happening an event A is same as the probability of happening another event B, if probabilities are same, then A and B events are said to be equally likely events. Yes. Rolling dice. P of 1 is 1 by 6. P of 2 is 1 by 6. P of 3 is 1 by. Sir, what is meant by this? Rolling dice. When a die is rolled, the probability of getting number 4 is 1 by 6. And the probability of 5 is 1 by 6. And the probability of 6, number 6, is also 1 by 6. Equally likely events. Yes, they are called equally likely events. Yes, probability of getting head is same as probability of getting tail. అంతే కదా. It happens. Probability of getting number 1 is 1 by 6. Probability of getting number 5 is also 1 by 6. And probability of getting any student job is also same. Probability of any student is also same. అసలు స్టూడెంట్ అనే కాదు, యూజువల్గా ఏమని చెప్తారంటే ప్రాబబిలిటీ ఆఫ్ ఎనీ మ్యాన్ గెటింగ్ ఏ వర్క్ ఆర్ జాబ్ ఆర్ రీచింగ్ ఏ గోల్ విల్ బి సేమ్. ఎస్, గాడ్ విల్ గివ్ ద సేమ్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ పవర్. అందరికీ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ పవరు ఐక్యూ లెవెల్స్ అన్నీ సేమ్గా ఇస్తారంట. కానీ కొంతమంది ఏంటంటే లో ఆస్పిరేషన్‌తో నేను తక్కువ అనుకోని నిజంగా తక్కువైపోతా ఉంటారు. కానీ కొంతమంది స్టూడెంట్స్ ఏం చేస్తారు, ఇన్‌స్పైర్ అవుతూ ఉంటారు. వేరే వాళ్ళని చూసి ఇన్‌స్పైర్ అవుతూ ఉంటారు. వాళ్ళు చేసిన వర్క్ చూసి వాళ్ళు ఇన్‌స్పైర్ అవుతూ ఉంటారు. కానీ మన స్టూడెంట్స్‌లో ఎక్కువ మంది ఏం చేస్తారు, 10థ్‌లోనేమో 90%, ఇంటర్‌లోనేమో ఇంకా 95%, బీటెక్‌లోకొచ్చేటప్పటికి 65. ఎందుకింత ఇట్లా? ఇక్కడ లేపోతే 80%, ఇక్కడ 70%, ఇక్కడేమో 60. ఇక్కడ తగ్గిపోతుంది పర్సెంటేజ్. సో, కంపెనీస్‌కి వెళ్ళడానికి దేనికైనా సేమ్ పర్సెంటేజ్ 60 మినిమమ్ అట్లా అడుగుతా ఉంటాడు. 60 అండ్ అబోవ్ ఉన్నా సరే పర్వాలేదు. ఎనీ కంపెనీ నో ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఎట్ ఆల్. బట్ వాట్ ఐ యామ్ సేయింగ్ ఈస్ just like equally likely events, my dear students, all of you having same power and same knowledge and same intelligence. నాలెడ్జ్ లేకపోతే పెంచుకోవచ్చు. బాగా బుక్స్ చదివి సబ్జెక్ట్‌ని అనలైజ్ చేసుకుంటే నాలెడ్జ్ వస్తది. ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ ఎలా వస్తది? నంబర్ ఆఫ్ టైమ్స్ ఎగ్జామ్స్ కానీ, ఇంకొక డిఫరెంట్ యాప్స్ వచ్చినియి. వాటిల్లో మీరు టెస్ట్ రాస్తుంటే ఐక్యూ లెవెల్ స్లోగా పెరుగుతది. కొంచెం ఐక్యూ లెవెల్‌లో గ్రాస్పింగ్‌లో కొంతమంది స్టూడెంట్స్‌కి డిఫరెన్స్ ఉండొచ్చు. లిజనింగ్ స్కిల్స్ వాళ్ళకవి వేరుగా ఉండొచ్చు. కానీ ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తే రానిదేం గాదు గదా. వాళ్ళు మనలాంటి వాళ్ళే కదా. Okay, fine. Mutually exclusive event and disjoint events. Sir, what are mutually exclusive events? Mutually exclusive events. If one event happens, then the other event never happens. When a roll is dice, the probability of getting a prime number is different from the probability of getting a probability కాదు, getting a prime number event is different from getting an odd number. సో మీకు ఈవెన్ నెంబర్ పడితే ఆడ్ నెంబర్ పడదు, ఆడ్ నెంబర్ పడితే ఈవెన్ నెంబర్ పడదు. అంటే ఏ అనే ఈవెంట్ అక్కర్ అయితే బి అనే ఈవెంట్ అక్కర్ అవ్వదు. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎక్స్క్లూజివ్లీ ఏ. ఎస్, మీరు కొన్ని కొన్ని న్యూస్ చూసినప్పుడు టీవీ ఛానల్స్ లో చెప్తారు, ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎక్స్క్లూజివ్లీ ఆన్ టీవీ 9 అంటారు. అంటే టీవీ 9 లోనే వస్తుంది, ఇంకెందులో రాదంటారు, కానీ అన్ని ఛానల్స్ లో వస్తానే ఉంటది అది. అలాగే ఇక్కడ మాత్రం ఇది ట్రూ. ఏ అనే ఈవెంట్ హెడ్ పడాలి అంటే హెడ్ పడిన టైంలో టైల్ పడదు. సో మ్యూచువల్లీ ఎక్స్క్లూజివ్. సో ఇఫ్ ఏ అక్కర్స్, విచ్ ఇంప్లైస్ ఏ కెనాట్ అక్కర్. ఏ కెనాట్ కాదు, బి కెనాట్ అక్కర్. Example, if head occurs, tail doesn't occur. If tail occurs, head doesn't occur. And the probability of getting head or tail is mutually exclusive. Right. Next, independent events. Independent. Two events, A and B, are said to be independent events if P of A intersection B is equals to P of A into P of B. P of A into P of B. And mutually exclusive events are corresponding to same sample space, whereas independent events are corresponding to different sample space. So mutually exclusive events, they happen in same sample space, probability should be same, but independent events are, they may be from different possibilities. Let us suppose something like let us suppose now I am in Ongole. So Ongole to Guntur, there are some three ways. There are three ways. And Guntur to Vijayawada, there are two more ways. Then the total number of ways from Ongole to Vijayawada is, here there are three ways and here there are two ways. So you should say that 3 into 2, 3 twos are total 6 ways. Yeah, for CSC students, in your permutations and combinations also you will get this. ABC is one route, and X and Y are the two routes from Guntur to Vijayawada. Then what do you say? Ongole to Vijayawada, how many routes are there? AX, AY, BX, BY, CX, CY. This is the base of the counting principle. In the same way, here the sample space is different, here it is different. So three ways here two ways here. It may be outside of the sample space also. But Ongole to Guntur ways are different. Guntur to Vijayawada ways are different. These two events are independent. ఇక్కడ 3 ways లో టాస్క్ కంప్లీట్ చేయొచ్చు, ఇక్కడ 2 ways లో చేయొచ్చు. ఓవరాల్ గా టాస్క్ కంప్లీట్ చేయడానికి m ఇంటూ n వేస్ ఉంటాయి, అంతేగాని m ప్లస్ n ఉండదు. సో ప్రొడక్ట్ రూల్. దట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్ P of A intersection B is equals to P of A into P of B. Okay, collectively exacts to events. Collectively exacts to events means I cannot say that if A is possible, B should not be possible. A happen అయితే B happen అవ్వదు అని చెప్పం. బట్ ఏమని చెప్తామంటే A union B results yes. Two events A and B are said to be collectively exacts to together if A, B are the possible outcomes present in the same sample space. The probability of A union B is equals to the probability of total sample space, that is equals to 1. Okay, S is equals to set of what can I say? Yes, 2 3 6 2 3 6 12 18 సో ఆన్ ఇలా ఉన్నాయి. ఇప్పుడు ఇందులో ఏ ఏంటంటే టూ మల్టిపుల్స్, probability of getting two multiples. Union, probability of getting three multiples. So when I say that two multiples and three multiples, I will get all multiples. But when I say that probability of six multiples means I have to count from 6, 12, 18 only. 18 only. If I take individually only two multiples, then I will get 2, 6, 12, 18 and all, but I will leave 3. Yes. So, but ila undakudadu. Collectively exhaustive ante A is 2 multiples, B is 3 multiples, but when I take A union B, then I will get total probability of sample space, that is 1. Yes. A union B should results yes. ఏలో ఉన్న ఈవెంట్స్ బిలో ఉండొచ్చు, బిలో ఉన్నవి ఏలో కూడా ఉండొచ్చు, బట్ ఏ యూనియన్ బి చేస్తే రిజల్ట్స్ మాత్రం ఎస్ రావాలి. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ అడిషనల్ థీరమ్ ఆఫ్ probability. Probability of A union B is probability of, this is important, let me zoom this. Yeah, probability of A union B is equals to probability of A, probability of B minus probability of A intersection B, and this is for two events A and B. Yeah, this formula is just like our N of A. In our set theory, we have N of A union B union C, N of A plus N of B, because N is nothing but number of elements in set. And here also probability is nothing but counting favorable chances by total number of chances. How many favorable chances are there? How many total number of chances are there? You are just counting that. And P of A union B union C in this way, P of A, P of B, P of C minus P of A intersection B minus P of A intersection C minus P of B intersection C plus P of A intersection B intersection C for 3 events. Okay. Now, usually our addition theorem will come into picture. In the given question, if you have some words like or, neither nor, either or, at least, at least once, if you have these words in the question, usually then we use the addition theorem. Yes. Now odds in favor. Odds in favor means I want to say something like this. So there are total 11 chances. If there are total matter consists 11, there are 4 winning chances to you and 7 losing chances. So winning chances are 4 and losing chances are 7. Okay, then odds in favor means first you should say the winning chances to the winning chances, then losing chances. Winning matter is 4, winning matter is 4, and losing matter is 7, and total chances are 11. So that is odds in favor. Odds against to the favor means 7 is to 4, just reciprocal. A is to B. A is to B. Sir, in this area, what is probability, sir? What is probability of winning? Okay, the probability of winning is always the probability is favorable chances by total number of chances. Favorable chances are 4, total number of chances are 11. Out of 11 attempts, there are 4 winning chances to me. Okay. So what is the probability here? Per suppose if you told that probability is 4 by 7, probability of winning is 4 by 7. It means that total number of chances 7. In that winning are 4, losing are 3. So odds in favor is 4 is to 3. Odds against favor is 3 is to 4. Okay. Let me generalize this. You have no need to confuse anything. So if odds in favor, you don't see odds in favor and all these things. You just to see this. You just to see this probability. A is to A plus B. For this, I want to take some example. Probability of happening an event is something like 5 by 12. What is 5 by 12? మొత్తం 12 ఛాన్సెస్ లో 5 నాకు ఈ ఈవెంట్ రావడానికి ఛాన్సెస్ ఉన్నాయి. ఇట్ మీన్స్ దట్ దేర్ ఆర్ 5 విన్నింగ్ ఛాన్సెస్ అండ్ 7 లూజింగ్ ఛాన్సెస్. సో ఆడ్స్ ఇన్ ఫేవర్ ఈజ్ odds in favor is winning is to losing, that is 5:7. Odds against favor is 7:5. So this is the discussion. The same thing let us apply here. If the probability is A is to A plus B, then odds in favor is A is to B, odds against is B is to A. If probability is A is to B, then odds in favor is A is to B minus A, remaining chances. So odds in favor ki inverse ratio x is to y ni y is to x అని రాస్తే against వస్తుంది అంతే కదా. I think example is better instead of considering A and B, all these things. Okay, students, let us see what is probability. The basics of probability: random experiment output is unknown, sample space, set of all possibilities, event, an activity which is subset of sample space. Probability can be zero, probability lies between 0 and 1. It can be 0 also, it can be equals to 1 also. For impossible events and certain events, impossible event, the event never be happens, probability is 0. Certain event definitely happens, then the probability is 1. Complementary event, the probability of getting a job, complementary, not getting a job. ఈక్వల్లీ లైక్లీ ఈవెంట్స్, నీకు జాబ్ రావడానికి ప్రాబిలిటీ ఎంత ఉందో నాకు జాబ్ రావడానికి ప్రాబిలిటీ అంతే ఉంది. సో బోత్ ప్రాబబిలిటీస్ ఆర్ సేమ్, ఈక్వల్లీ లైక్లీ ఈవెంట్స్. మ్యూచువల్లీ ఎక్స్క్లూజివ్ ఈవెంట్స్, సో if one event happens then the other event will not happen at that moment, so they are mutually exclusive events. And independent events, the first event doesn't affect the second event, and P of A intersection B is equals to P of A into P of B. And collectively exist to events. A is some set of events and B can be some set of events, but A union B results total sample space. And odds in favor and odds against. Okay, right. Now let us take the first question. The example question is the probability that the leap year will have 53 Sundays. So this is the previous gate examination question. Sir, the probability that a leap year will have 53 Sundays. Sir, first I want to tell you one thing. So normal year, if you take normal year or non-leap year means you have 365 days. 365 days means you will have 52 weeks. 52 weeks plus only 1 day extra, and this 1 day is called odd day. Sir, but the given question is leap year. It's a leap year. Leap year means you will have 366 days. 366 days means 52 weeks. 52 weeks plus 2 days extra. And these 2 days are odd days. Depends on these 2 odd days, and our total question will vary. Sir, actually, every day, either Sunday or Monday or whatever, you will get 52 weeks. In 52 weeks, you will get 52 Sundays, no doubt. ఇక్కడ ఉన్న 52 weeks లో 52 Sundays వచ్చేస్తాయి. ఇంకా మీకు 53rd కూడా సండే రావాలంటే that depends on these 2 days only. So that 2 days can be anything. That 2 days can be anything means I cannot say that 7 into 7, 49 possibilities, because the days will not come in zigzag order. Sunday, Thursday, Saturday ala ravu kada. So the possibilities are like this: Sunday, Monday, and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. These are the 7 possibilities for these 2 days, remaining 2 odd days. Then the probability of getting 53 Sundays is probability is, so ఇక్కడ నాకు సండేస్ వచ్చే పాసిబిలిటీస్ 2 ఉన్నాయి. Favorable chances by total number of chances. Sir, total number of chances are 7. Favorable chances are 2. It may be Sunday, Monday, or it may be Saturday, Sunday. In these 2 cases, I will get Sunday. So 2 by 7 is the probability. The probability of getting 53 Sundays is 2 by 7. Okay, students, if you really understood my explanation, then answer my question. In place of leap year, if I give a non-leap year, then what will be your answer? Tell me that. In place of leap year, I give a non-leap year. Then what's your answer? Very good, Deepak. Answer is 1 by 7. Only 1 day left. That 1 day can be any 1 day out of 7 days. So Sunday lo 7 days lo Sunday రావడానికి probability only 1 day, 1 by 7. That's it. Okay, fine. Now my next question is this. A number is selected randomly for a set of 100 natural numbers from 1 to 100. The probability that the selected number is divisible by 2 or 5. 2 or 5. Sir, just now you said that in your problem, if you have the words like 2 or 5, or if you have a word like or, then you can use addition theorem, or either or such words. If you have such words, then you can use addition theorem. Yes, let me take this. The probability of getting 2 or 5. So the probability of the numbers divisible by 2 plus the probability of numbers divisible by 5 minus the probability of numbers divisible by both 2 and 5 intersection. P of A union B is equals to P of A, P of B, and P of A intersection B like. Now I want to take this. Sir, actually the given numbers are 1 to 100. 1 to 100 you can take any number. So from 1 to 100, what is the probability of the numbers which are divisible by okay, it is not 2 actually, it is 3. Either it is 2 also, no problem at all, we can solve it. But in examination, they given as it is question as 3. I want to solve that one first. Probability of 3 union 5, that is probability of 3 plus probability of 5 minus probability of 3 intersection 5. Sir, probability of 3 means 1 to 100. There are 100 numbers. Out of 100, the numbers divisible by 3 are 100 by 3 means 33. Yes, 33 by 100 probability. Out of 5, 20. 100 by 5, that is 20. 3 and 5. Number 3 తో డివైడ్ అవుతుంది, 5 తో డివైడ్ అవుతుంది, రెండిటితో డివైడ్ అవుతుంది అంటే 3కి 5కి ఎల్సిఎం 15, 15 తో డివైడ్ అవ్వాలి. రైట్ 15 మల్టిపుల్స్ ఎన్ని ఉంటాయి 100 by 15. 100 by 15 means 15 6 are 90. So there are 6 possibilities. So 33 plus 20 plus minus 6 divided by 100. Why I am writing divided by 100? Total number of chances are 100. Yeah, 53 minus 6, that is 47. 47 by 100 is the probability, that is 0.47. So this is the actual question given in previous GATE exam. So if you are interested to solve this question also you can solve. 100 by 2. 100 load 2 multi, sir, 100, the given numbers are 100, 1 to 100. 100 by 2 means there are 50 multiples. And 100 by 5 means there are 20 multiples. And the number which is both divisible by 2 and 5 means 10. 10 to divide అవ్వాలి 2 కి 5 కి LCM 10 కదా. 100 by 10. 100 by 10 means out of first 100 natural numbers, the 10 multiples are 10 are there. So 50 plus 20, 70, 70 minus 10, 60, 60 by 100, 60 by 100 means probability is 0.6. Okay, my dear students, now see this beautiful question. A husband and wife appear for an interview. The probability of husband getting selected is 1 by 5. So out of 5 chances, the husband getting selected 5 chances. One chance, 1 out of 5, 20% chances. And the probability of wife getting selected is 1 by 7. What is the probability that ఓన్లీ వన్ ఆఫ్ దెమ్ గెటింగ్ సెలెక్టెడ్? వాళ్ళిద్దరిలో ఎవరో ఒక్కళ్ళే సెలెక్ట్ అయ్యే ఛాన్సెస్ ఎన్ని? వాట్ ఈస్ ద ప్రాబబిలిటీ ఆఫ్ గెటింగ్ వన్ ఆఫ్ దెమ్ సెలెక్టెడ్? ఓకే, యా, ట్రై దిస్ క్వశ్చన్. Okay, okay, see this first question. Yeah, the probability of husband getting selected is 1 by 5. It means that the probability of husband not getting selected will be 1 by 5. 1 minus 1 by 5, that will be 4 by 5. And the probability of wife getting selected is 1 by 7. It means that the probability of wife not getting selected will be 6 by 7. Okay, right. Then what is the probability that only one of them selected? One of them selected means if husband is selected, then wife should not be selected. So only one of them selected means the probability of one of them selected means I can write like this. The probability of husband getting selected and wife not selected, or the probability of wife selected and the probability of husband is not selected. So the probability of husband is selected means it should be 1 by 5. 1 by 5 into, and wife is not selected means 6 by 7. Okay, plus, and the probability of wife selected 1 by 7 and husband is not selected means 4 by 5. So here I have 6 by 35 and it is 4 by 35 and it is 10 by 35, some 2 by 7. Okay, and next one, the probability of one of them getting selected. So when you saw this word, one of them selected, one of them means you can go for addition theorem. Yes, at least one of them selected means husband union wife. Then the probability of husband getting selected, probability of wife selected. When you are counting these two, there is a chance that both can be selected. That intersection part must be deleted. So the probability of husband selected is 1 by 5 and wife selected is 1 by 7 minus 1 by 5 into 1 by 7. Then what you have here, 1 by 5 plus 1 by 7 minus 1 by 35, and 35 will be the LCM, 7 plus 5 minus 1, that is 11 by 35. Okay, right. Now see this third question. Both of them getting selected. The probability that both persons are going to be selected, both are selected means intersection. Yeah, probability of H intersection W. The probability of H intersection W, that is equals to probability of husband getting selected into probability of wife getting selected. Probability of A intersection B is equals to probability of A into probability of B. Probability of husband selected is 1 by 5 into wife selected is 1 by 7, I think. Yes, 1 by 7. 1 by 5 into 1 by 7, it should be 1 by 35. Okay. And the last question is none of them getting selected. Sir, none of them getting selected means, so husband not at all selected and wife not at all selected. either husband or wife, anyone is not selected. And actually, you can say the word also like this. So the probability of getting husband not at all selected, H bar, and also wife. None of them, neither husband nor wife, both are not selected. So 4 by 5 into 6 by 5. How can I write formula? P of H in P of H bar into P of W bar. That is 4 by 5 into 6 by 7. That will be 24 by 35. Some student will say like this, sir, when you observe the second question, in the second question you told something, at least one of them selected, sir, at least one of them selected means maybe the uh, husband selected chances are 1 by 5, wife selected chances are 1 by 7, and both getting selected chances are 1 by 13. సో హస్బెండ్ ఒకడే సెలెక్ట్ అవ్వచ్చు, వైఫ్ సెలెక్ట్ అవ్వచ్చు, ఇద్దరు సెలెక్ట్ అవ్వచ్చు. ఇక్కడ హస్బెండ్ సెలెక్ట్ అయ్యే ఛాన్స్ లో వైఫ్ కూడా సెలెక్ట్ అయ్యే ఛాన్స్ ఉండొచ్చు. బట్ టోటల్ గా 11/35 ఛాన్సెస్. దిస్ ఇన్క్లూడ్స్ హస్బెండ్ అలోన్, వైఫ్ అలోన్, అండ్ ఆల్సో బోత్ హస్బెండ్ అండ్ వైఫ్. సో ఆల్ త్రీ పాసిబిలిటీస్ ఉన్నాయి. సార్ ఇవి కాకుండా ఉన్న పాసిబిలిటీస్ ఏమున్నాయి? వన్ మైనస్ ఆఫ్ దిస్, ఇఫ్ యూ టేక్ దిస్ పార్ట్, so there is no question of husband alone and wife alone and together also not possible. That means neither husband nor wife. The remaining part should be this part. So 1 minus of 11 by 35 is nothing but 24 by 35. Yeah, here also this is matched with this. For the second question, if you take what you called just negation, complement, I hope you remember this activity. A union B whole complement, I think it's De Morgan law. A complement intersection B complement. ఇక్కడ అదే ఉంది, husband union wife. If you apply complement to this, then you will get this one. That's it. Okay, if you know such logic, sometimes proceeding solution in another way will be easy. So you can solve the question like this. Okay, my dear students, thank you very much for your cooperation. Even in the weekend also, you are attending the classes in very good manner. So I am appreciating your hard work and keep doing well. Keep doing well, and whatever the doubts, if you have anything, you can ask me in the next class or you can text me, no problem at all. So that's about our today's class. Okay, now I want to leave the session. If you want to ask anything, you can ask me, and within a minute, I will leave the session. Is it okay, students? Okay, okay. Meet you next week. Thank you, everyone. Bye.